Aloha, shalom. So technically, you guys, tomorrow is the first quarter moon, but I'm doing the activation today. So for those of you who are new to these activations, they actually have nothing to do with the moon, other than I use the moon as a measurement of time to mark the 4 quarters of every monthly cycle so that we can do these collective readings. So again, nothing to do with the moon other than it's a measurement of time. Tomorrow is, to be exact, the first quarter. But today, I was going to go ahead and do it today because I'm actually occupied tomorrow. And I'm so glad because I realized, yeah, hello, today is perfect. It is the equinox. So depending on where you are in the world, it's either the vernal or the autumnal equinox. But either way, it's a special day. And it's a bridge, a portal. So it's only going to enhance the incoming energies as we open up to the magic tonight together. So this is the equinox and the first quarter activation. So I'm excited about that. And I got the feeling that I like to use the tarot and the Hebrew Aleph Bet together for this activation. So for those of you who aren't into divination, tarot, you're already starting to make judgments, please just go. We don't want your energy in the portal. and for those of you who are super interested, I'm glad to have you here. And I think a lot of you are probably returning to the portal and have been a part of this magic before. These activations have been happening for a few years now, every single week. So a lot of you are returning to participate, and I thank you. So as I'm shuffling, just kind of tuning in, go ahead and let go of whatever you've been carrying all day, whatever thoughts, emotions you've been carrying all day. You know the ones on repeat, the ones recycling, going through again and again in your mind. Just for this moment, just for this activation, just for now. And then if you want to welcome those repetitive thoughts or feelings back in for whatever reason, I'm not judging you. If you want to welcome them back in after this activation, go ahead. But just for now, ask that those repetitive thoughts and feelings take a seat. These thoughts and feelings may have been a burden all week for you, maybe all year, maybe lifetime, maybe lifetimes. I don't know. But just for now, let's set it aside so that we can tune into the most expansive space to allow the most information to come through. Not necessarily the most information, but the best, at least, right? The best information. So we don't need to create a space to make this happen. We just need to tune into the infinite one that already exists within our heart. So I'll meet you there, here, now. Connect with the deck however you know how, and remember that these archetypes, these faces, these characters are aspects of the one universal mind that we all share. So they're not just cards. Tarot means royal path. And before these archetypes were placed as cards, were made into cards, they were inscribed on metal plates, golden plates, that were a system of guidance for the ancient Egyptian civilization. So when I say tune into the deck, what I'm really saying is tune into all of the aspects that make up the one self of which we all are a part. So this is our shared archetypal alliance, and we're tuning in here now. Same thing with these. This is my deck I made by hand. These are the Hebrew letters, the Hebrew alphabet, or Aleph Bet. They're the same thing. They represent those same archetypal aspects of self that you see in the tarot cards. So go ahead and just connect how you know how. It's all about imagination. So tune into your heart. From there, you know what to do. Okay, so I'm just going to weave our energy into these Hebrew letters here too. And now go ahead and let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. Where in the world are you right now? Are you experiencing the vernal equinox or are you experiencing the autumnal equinox? And where are you? And for those of you who are asking for a private card pull, I'm sorry, this is for the collective. These happen every week for us all. It's for the one. This is not about the little you or the little me. It's about the one self of which we're all a part. And of course, you'll be able to relate this reading to your individual circumstances. But remember, this is a collective reading, so please don't ask me for personal cards. We're doing this for the one. So again, go ahead and let me know where you're tuning in from. Phoenix, Orlando, Mississippi, Florida, Vermont. No doubt. Good to see you guys. I'm tuning in from Sedona, Arizona, from the beautiful land of the vortexes. Got another Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Riverside, California, Pelican Rapids. Cool. Montana. Awesome. So we're just creating this global network, or rather we're tapping into it. New Jersey, Louisiana, Massachusetts, South Africa, what's up? You see, so we're all lighting up the globe right now. We're all going to unite in these universal truths that are going to be revealed in the cards, right? And that's powerful because these truths are timeless. And so wherever we are, we're tapping into this timeless essence. And we're bridging all of these places where we physically are in the name of that particular energy that's going to be revealed shortly. Houston, Phoenix, Louisiana, New York. Awesome. Love seeing where you guys are from. If you're just tuning in, drop a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Bring in the energy of the physical location that you're in so we can see where the web is reaching. All right, so it's the first quarter activation, which means last week we had the new moon activation. Again, has nothing to do with the moon, just the measurement of time. The new moon really reflects something that's happening within us. New beginning, right? The dark night sky representing the expansiveness of unlimited potential. And so we stepped into that new cycle last week, and here we are 1 week in. So whatever is going to be shown as we pull these cards, it's all going to be about what are we just stepping into? What lesson are we just stepping into? Okay. I'm going to use the tarot. California, Ohio, London, California again. Heaven on earth. Yeah. Love these comments, guys. So I'm going to use the tarot deck first to pull our challenge, our current challenge that we're going to recognize because we're already 1 week into the cycle, right? So it's like, what is the challenge right now, 1 week in? And then I'm going to use the Hebrew to pull the second question. So the current challenge of the week as we are 1 week into this monthly cycle. I also feel drawn actually to pull another card. I'm going to pull another card from the tarot deck and ask, how are people viewing us right now, right? And it's like, how is that a question for the one? It'll just work. You'll see. It will work. It will apply to all of us. We're going to ask, how are people viewing us right now? And this question is going to reveal basically what our support system is or lack thereof. So that'll be an interesting one. And we'll ask, with the Hebrew cards, what is our true strength that's going to get us through this all this week? Okay, there we go. 3 cards are out. The challenge of the week is 4 of Cups. Looks like this. That's us under the tree of contemplation in occult symbolism. If you see someone sitting under a tree, that's always like Gandhi, right? Sitting under the tree in meditation. It's a time of contemplation and self-reflection. So Cups is the heart, emotions. And these are our trophies of the heart, all of our fulfillments so far, all of the projects that we've got our heart in right now. And this is a new opportunity for fulfillment coming out of thin air, right? So the challenge is we're really considering whatever new opportunities are coming our way right now, whatever doors are opening, we're really sitting with the reflection upon these opportunities and asking, is this going to bring me more fulfillment? Should I say yes to this new opportunity or these multiple new opportunities coming my way? And how does it fit into everything I've already accomplished? Or how does this new relationship, for example, fit into the relationships that already exist in my life? Or how does this new relationship fit in with the relationship I have with myself? So we're really here meant to carefully consider, is it for the highest good that I say yes to this new opportunity? Or is it not? It's one or the other. Should I take part of my energy that I've been giving these other projects and redirect some of that to this new opportunity? Or is that not going to be efficient in the name of the highest good as one? Should I just reserve my energy and continue to direct it into the channels I've already been focused on? And so this being the challenge can look like, well, I'm really on the fence. I don't know if I want to take on this new project or this new relationship. I don't know if I want to be giving my energy to this relationship. You don't need to know right away. You don't need to decide right away. Be careful to make sure you're not pressuring yourself too much, or that you're not, caving into the pressure that others are putting onto you for making a decision. Take it slow, take it easy. And something that I keep hearing, so I'm just going to go for it, I'm going to say it, is there's never an energy shortage, only an energy blockage. There is an unlimited supply of energy coming directly from source, always, here, now. And so if you have this repetitive thought that, oh, if I say yes to this new relationship, or if I begin to give of myself to this new opportunity, I may feel depleted. I may be taken advantage of. I may not have enough energy for the other projects or people or situations in my life. BS. I'm sorry. It's not true. You can still give love to a new relationship, let's say as a friend or, a lover, so long as it's not contradicting, your other contracts, your other relationships. You can still give love, give kindness, keep your heart open without having to worry about getting hurt or being taken advantage of. If you're truly giving from your heart of hearts, the center of your heart, which is connected to source, then you're only getting by giving. If you're truly giving from that unconditional space, then you can't at the same time have thoughts of lack or resentment or worry that it's going to be taken advantage of. You don't care because you're truly giving freely from your heart, which is connected to the heart of God, Creator, Great Spirit. And that heart is infinite. And the love never ends in that space. The energy never ends in that space. Again, there's no energy, light, love shortage. There's only a blockage. So if you're having thoughts that you're worried that this new love could bring danger or resentment or could drain you, ask yourself why you're thinking that. Why do I feel this is going to drain me? Is that revealing some deeper programming I have within my mind, that maybe a program of lack consciousness where I feel I don't have enough to give? Well, maybe the root of the issue then is I'm not tapping into that unlimited supply of love and light that comes from source for my own self. And of course, then that's your intuition, coming up in the guise or in the disguise of fear, because you're needing to look deeper into the situation. You're needing to look deeper at yourself. And so it's not time to say yes to that new opportunity or the new relationship, because you still have work to do in connecting to that unlimited source of love, of light, of energy. So it's like, okay, the universe is telling you to be afraid or feel nervous about taking on that new project because you're just not ready. And that's okay. And when you will be ready is totally up to you. It's about the work. and how, not how quickly, but how authentically you can move through that work. How receptive you can be to that work, how aware and conscious you can be of that work so that you can actualize those lessons. And once you can do that, that's when you'll be ready. And when is that? I don't know. Time doesn't matter to the world of archetypes. It's all a matter of your ability to willfully and consciously participate in this divine plan's unfolding. So again, if you feel disappointed that you want this new opportunity, you want this new relationship, but I'm afraid, or I feel like it's not the right timing, just trust that. And know that for whatever reason, it's not time, and it's okay to go at your own pace. In fact, you have to. There's no way around that. You can't cut corners on your spiritual path. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty complete with this first card. So again, it just 4 of Cups. It looks like we're receiving these new opportunities right now, and we have to recognize if we're really ready or not for these new opportunities, which ultimately you'll know what I'm talking about when you consider these new opportunities coming in. Are they coming in to offer you the opportunity to fulfill your heart more deeply, to expand your heart more? These are the kinds of opportunities I'm talking about. So whatever opportunities are coming your way, if they are ones that could potentially help to open up your heart, you want to recognize that. First, you want to recognize that, okay, this new opportunity for a relationship, or even for a job, right? Or something that's seemingly like mundane, or like this earthly material opportunity. Look closely. Because maybe that job and all that comes with it, if you really look into the future of this, if you project yourself into the future of saying yes to this opportunity, you will see that it is a cup. It is a matter of the heart, and it is offering you an opportunity to open up your heart a little more deeply. So how can you see the opportunities coming into your life right now as an opportunity for this? And then from that foundation, working through whether or not you're ready. First, you want to recognize if it's even an opportunity to do this, to open up your heart. And if you examine the situation, you say, well, yeah, I could see how this opportunity and me saying yes to it can offer that heart expansion. Then it might give you that bravery and that extra boost of courage that you need to take on the new opportunity. And to say, you know what, before I was afraid it might ruin some of my other relationships, or I was afraid it might take away from what I have going on. But now that I see this opportunity is for my highest good and the highest good of the one, because it's going to bring me more deeply into my heart, I'm willing to make a sacrifice or take a risk. And maybe I realized that what I thought was a risk is not really much of a risk at all. And this thing that I was worried about is actually going to enhance and not take away from what I already have going for me. Okay, that's enough of that one. What is our support team like right now? This is the next card. How is the outside world viewing us right now? So it's really how are we viewing each other, because it's a collective reading, right? Woo! 10 of Wands. I really felt called to pull this question tonight, and I almost never do this question for a collective reading, but I'm seeing why. So 10 of Wands, this is known as the Lord of Oppression. And Wands is the suit of fire, spirit. And so this is carrying a heavy burden, but 10s are endings and new beginnings. So how does this reveal how we're seeing each other? We're all seeing each other right now at this end and new beginning, which, by the way, is perfect. We just had the new moon. We're going through I don't know if you guys know about this, but we're right in the middle of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Super powerful, what's known as Jewish holidays, but really they're Kabbalistic technologies. They're not just Jewish holidays. They are Kabbalistic rituals, scientific, metaphysical rituals that anyone can access, that anyone can use to receive more light, to quantum leap. So this is a really perfect card for that. And if you're really interested in hearing more about that, go ahead and search for my private group on Facebook. It's called Shabbat Crew, Shabbat Crew. And it's a private group where I share a lot about Jewish mysticism and Kabbalah and gematria and things like this. So if you want to learn more about the holiday we're currently experiencing, check out that group. So how we're seeing each other right now is we're at this point, all of us, of an ending and a new beginning, and it feels very spiritual. I mean, look at all of the natural disasters going on right now. Look at all the man-made disasters and murders and killing and strife and struggles and horror all around the world. And we're like, yep, this is the end times. This is it. This is it. My friends out in Oregon with all the smoke from the fires, they're like, I feel like I'm in the end times. This is the apocalypse. And I mean, even in mainstream media, you hear songs saying, you know, this is it, the apocalypse. I mean, it's everywhere. It's in our movies. It's in our music. It's in our reality. So we're feeling this ending. And if we can only remember that endings have the potential of new beginnings, then we can really get through this. The beginning is implicit in the end and the end in the beginning. X is the Roman numeral for 10. You can think of it as X marks the spot, both the beginning and the end. Because 1 through 9, 10 begin again. Look at the number 10 itself, 1 and 0. It's the 1 going on another ride. A ride on the wheel, by the way. Number 10 tarot card is the wheel. So think of it that way. It's like another cycle we're going through. If you relate the major arcanum 10 to this 10 of wands, you can see it as we're going through another round on this, you know, the spiritual merry-go-round, ready for the next level, ready to let go, set down a huge burden so that we can begin anew. So we're seeing each other like this. And I feel that the big message coming through with this card very clearly right now, and let me know if this resonates with you, is that we've all really been seeing each other's struggles. Okay, it's like, how are you doing today, Rebecca? Oh, I mean, wow, you know. And then we just look at each other like, yeah, me too. I know. Everybody, we're all like, damn, like before you could even finish asking, how are you doing? It's like, we already know. It's crazy. It's a crazy time to be alive. And it's crazy beautiful too. So we've all been witnessing each other's struggles. And we've been, even if we don't know the details of each other's struggles, we've been feeling it because we're experiencing it ourselves. And it's unifying us. And the message I see there is we're seeing each other's struggles, and now it's time to see each other putting those struggles down. It's time to, as we witness each other going through these huge shifts and these transformations and these new beginnings, and often struggles that come with that, it's time for us to use this to activate our awareness in those moments, to call in our conscious awareness, to be present and say, as much as I see this person's struggles, I'm seeing the new beginning within this ending for them. And I'm rooting them on and I'm cheering them on. And myself too, right? We have to do this for ourselves. And I'm seeing, just as they're going through these struggles, I'm seeing them putting it down, going through these struggles because they have to get to the other side. So we've been seeing each other struggling. Now let's see each other lightening the load. Let's see each other getting through the struggles and on to the other side. So a good way you can do this is you can, for those of you who are into divination and tarot, you can use the Ace of Wands card. And you can even Google or go on Pinterest and type in tarot Ace of Wands and see all the different artistic depictions of that archetypal energy to get some inspiration. You can print out one of these pictures and put it on your altar. You can make it your phone background. The Ace of Wands contains all of the raw power. Aces contain the raw power of the element pulled. So the Ace of Wands contains the raw power of fire, of spirit. So that fiery Ace of Wands is going to give us that activating feeling of passion, excitement, empowerment to get through this challenge and do what we need to do. That Ace of Wands is us tapping into that Ace of Wands within. Because we have that within us, the raw power of the element of fire. That's a part of being the magician. We are all magicians on this path. And our magic, our tools, are the elements, which we are one with. So we can tap into the fire within us, which is connected to the fire all around us and in each other. We just have to claim it. So the Ace of Wands helps us do that. And just a tip, you can even look at the Wands court cards. So the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands. And these are the different aspects kind of your higher self going through this fiery process. So, for example, you can call upon the Page of Wands. You can look at that imagery or just meditate on it and say, I'm calling upon this Page of Wands within me, which is going to help to bring me a message from Spirit, a fiery message from Spirit. That's what the Page of Wands is all about. I'm open, the Page of Wands would say, Page of Wands in you would say, I am open to receive and to transmit messages from Spirit. I am open to receive and transmit messages from Spirit. Okay, this is one mantra you can do for Page of Wands. You could do Knight of Wands. I'm ready to run with this fire. I'm ready to act on this message. I have received the message from that inner Page of Wands, and now I'm ready to do something with it. That's what your Knight of Wands would say. Then moving to the Queen of Wands, she's the heart of the fire. We would say, and this is for men and women, we all have the King and Queen within. These are the polarities speaking. So the Queen of Wands would say, my heart is in this challenge. My heart is burning in the fire and it feels good. It is purifying. It is activating. My heart knows the way. My heart knows the way to set down this burden, to get through this challenging time and make it through to the other side. And then the King of Wands inside of you would say, I know how to get through this spiritually challenging time right now. I'm going to call upon my masterful logic and intellect to navigate this most challenging time, all the while remembering why I'm even here, why this is even happening, why I'm even doing this. I'm going to stay level-headed and grounded in my mission. Okay, so that's just an example of how you can use the court card wand archetypes to help yourself go through this challenge and to help each other, so that we could help each other go through this challenge. So you can go through that process when you see someone struggling. You can see an Ace of Wands right over their face, or you can tune into the Ace of Wands energy and then send that to them in your mind, in your heart, whatever, however you want. It's all about your imagination, your belief in your mind. The first principle of Hermetics is the principle of mentality. You might think this is all fluffy, woo-woo stuff, but it's very real. It's very realistic. And the more you focus on how fake you think it is, the more you're just going to block yourself from, what could otherwise have been a really productive meditation or practice. It's up to you. So this is how we're seeing each other, carrying the burden, but also ready to set it down. Gonna reach the other side. Okay, the final card I'm going to pull is the Hebrew card that I set down here. And this one is going to answer, what is our ally as we're moving through this time? What is our ally as we move through this? The Hey. Okay, it might be flipped because it's on a camera here, but this is the Hebrew letter Hey. And it is correlated to the Hierophant. It's the 5th letter of the Hebrew Aleph Bet. And it is the inner teacher. You know the holy name. Some people call it, just say Yud Hey Vav Hey, right? Yud Hey Vav Hey. Yehovah, however you want to call it. Let's focus on the Hebrew spelling, the Yud Hey Vav Hey. There are 2 Heys in that name. Hey, such a sacred letter. When you make the sound Hey, you hear your own breath. Hey is the breath of God, Creator, Great Spirit, Source that's within you. And that breath of God within you is ultimately your voice of intuition. That is the inner teacher. Right? When you drop into your breath and you are present, you're in your heart space. This is how you tune into your hey, heart. That is the inner teacher. And so actually the Hierophant came up for the new moon activation. Or was it for the Rosh Hashanah activation? It came up last week. And this month is very much about this inner teacher. Because without this guidance, we're lost. The 5 comes before the 6. The Hierophant comes before the Lovers or the 2 paths, which is all about challenge and crossroads and making important decisions. It's a choice point, which is inevitable in life. We're constantly facing decisions in this world of duality. So without this Hierophant, without the connection to our inner teacher and the breath, we don't have that connection to the inner guidance that we need to most wisely navigate what is to come next, which is that choice point, the challenge, the 2 paths. So this is what's going to get us through the struggle. And this is confirmed again and again. We just pulled the Hierophant in our previous activation. So if you want to know whether or not you're ready for these new opportunities, tune into your heart. We already said it's first important to ask if these new opportunities coming into your life are going to help you to fulfill your heart. Because this is the Suit of Cups, the heart, emotions, feelings. And so the only way to know if it's going to help expand our heart is to be attuned to the heart, is to be connected to our center, to our heart, to our intuition, to the inner teacher. How will we know if the opportunity is for our highest good and the highest good of our one shared heart, if we're not even tuned into that space? What does it look like if we're not tuned into that space? Let's talk about that. If we're not attuned to the heart, if we don't have our heart's compass attuned, if we can't hear the voice of the inner teacher, then when we come to these decisions, should I take on this new relationship or challenge? We will be so closed up and in fear and confused. And the ego will be much louder than that inner voice. We won't even hear that inner voice at all. It will be so quiet. Only the ego will be talking. And it will tell us all kinds of crazy things and confuse us. And it doesn't matter, because in the end, these are all lessons that become blessings in hindsight. And that's also fine. But I'm just trying to show you, these are the signs when you're not connected to your heart. Your ego will say, no, don't accept that new opportunity to bring more love into your heart, because we're comfortable where we're at with this small level of love. We're comfortable with this limited amount. We're not ready to deepen our heart, open our hearts, expand our hearts, because we have some fear that we're still holding on to. And so your ego is afraid, and it's speaking from that space. So if you want to be able to rise above that loud voice of the ego and the fear and the pain and the limitations, if you want to be able to hear that quiet voice that's whispering inside, which is going to ultimately show you which opportunities are for your highest good, despite what your ego wants to tell you, despite all the lies and all the contradictions. If you want to tune into that quiet voice of truth, you have to tune into your heart. If you want to be able to hear that voice, you have to tune into your heart, because that voice is so quiet and it wants you to really be present and listen, or you'll never hear it. So again, in order to get through this choice point, this decision point that you're at, with whether or not you should accept this new opportunity, you've got to know how it relates to your heart's path, to your soul's progression, and to your psychological evolution as well, because they are one. The heart and the mind ultimately are one, just like all things are. So get your priorities right. Connect to the inner teacher. Connect to the breath, the hey, the one who says, hey, wake the up. Stop listening to your ego, the one that says, hey, this is the way. This is the thing that wants your attention so that you can expand in the love that you really are. Hey, wake up. This is the one who shakes you out of this hypnosis that your ego put you under. Tune into that one within And you will know which opportunities to say yes to, which opportunities to say no to, and which opportunities to continue to give your love to, but say it's not quite time. This is the one, the inner teacher, who will show you the way and let you know it's okay to go this way or that, and to be confident in whichever way you choose. So the most important thing as we move through these challenges and all other future challenges is to connect to that inner teacher. By the way, the Hierophant, the inner teacher, also is the one who knows how to express the inner truth. It's not just about the inner teacher, it's about actualizing the voice of that inner teacher, which ultimately is the voice and expression of the heart. We're only halfway there when we connect to it. We then have to be the vessels for its actualization, for its manifestation, for its crystallization in this outside world. Otherwise, why are we in this realm? Why are we on this physical plane? So connect to that inner teacher. Connect to the archetype of the Hierophant within you. And that one inside will remind you of your purpose and why you're here, so that you can revisit these decisions you're being faced with right now. And then you can make the best choice in the name of the highest good as one, of the highest heart of one. Thank you guys for opening up this portal with me this week. This equinox first quarter activation portal. If you know of anyone who could benefit from this message, maybe someone who's struggling right now, go ahead and send it to them. Send it to people maybe who could uplift this collective portal that we've just created. Some really powerful being, you know, when they hear this, they will be like, yup, I get it. I'm here for this. I'm going to add my magic to this portal. Send it to them. If you have a favorite light worker group, meditation group, self-help group, magic, divination, rituals, anything like this, any group where you feel this type of message would be appreciated, please go ahead and share it. And if you really enjoyed this, and maybe this was your first time here, and you want to know how to connect to the tarot in a way other than just looking at it as a deck of cards, I wrote this book, The Royal Path, to help you understand that these cards are so much more than just cards, that these characters represent archetypal wisdom that lives within you. And it's waiting for you to call upon it in all moments to enhance your experience. Whether you're going through a challenge or you're having a fine time, there's always one archetype or a combination of a few archetypes that want to be embodied by you to most efficiently move through your current experience. So it's like until we understand these archetypes, we are just unconsciously embodying them because we're made up of them. They are the building blocks of all of creation. So until we understand them, again, we're just moving around, embodying them unconsciously. It's like the wheel is turning. It's like you can see it as this wheel that has the tarot cards on it, right? Is always turning within your mind's eye. And as we are acting, we are moving through the portal of whatever archetype is at the forefront. But when we begin to dissect the wheel and understand each part of it, we can then put it back together, right? Salve et coagula, separate and then put back together. You can then put them back together in a way that is more conscious, with more awareness, with more confidence, with more willpower. Okay, so it's about dissecting the wheel, dissecting the parts of the one so that you can develop a relationship with each of these parts of yourself, and then uniting them again within you so that they work as an alliance. And by the way, these archetypes, just as they are here to help us, we are here to help them. These energies already exist perfectly in a spiritual dimension, but they want to help us here. They want to be actualized in this reality. So when we open up to them, they're excited. They're like, yes, oh yay, we finally get a chance to do something with the light of who we are. We finally get to enter into this vessel, this human vessel, which by the way is also represented by the Hierophant 5. Think the 5 senses, right? We are the Hierophant. We are the vessel. Think 5 like a star. We are the star of the show so that this energy can come in and move through our senses to be actualized in our world. So just as these archetypes, this wisdom within is here to guide us and help us, we are here to be the vessels and the vehicles for their actualization. So just as we are allies to them, they are allies to us. And the archetypal alliance is not just them, it's also us. It's these archetypes and us working together. So if you want to understand these angels or angles of consciousness, aspects of the universal mind of which you are a part, then my book is for you. It doesn't matter if you've never been into divination, if you've never been into tarot, it doesn't matter. The reason I wrote this book, it's called, I see some of you are asking, The Royal Path. If you type in on Amazon, The Royal Path, activating, if you just type in that one word, activating, it'll come right up. The Royal Path activating. I'm also happy to send you a copy personally. Just reach out, private message me, okay? The Royal Path, activating the archetypal alliance within. Again, it's super simple. And at the end of every chapter, I give the correlated Hebrew letter, which by the way is very manipulated in modern tarot. So if you want the truth, it's in here. And at the end of the book, I give questions for each of the cards that you might want to ask if they come up in a reading. Okay, so let me know if you're interested. And by the way, it comes with one of my handmade bookmarks. This is my favorite thing to do in my very rare free time. I decorate tarot cards and I insert them as bookmarks into the books. So you'll get one of these with the book if you order, okay? And another resource that I offer is every week, which we now moved the date to Thursdays. Every week we do a class on the symbolism within the major arcanum. And right now we are up to class or card number 14, which is really class number 15 because we also included 0, the Fool. So this week, Thursday, at 10:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time, we will be doing the Temperance card, also known in ancient Egypt as the Alchemist. And it's so perfect for this week and the Jewish holidays, or should I say Kabbalistic holidays, that we're in the middle of right now. It goes so perfectly with the Temperance card. The Temperance card, also known as the Alchemist, is all about rewriting our blueprint, refining our experience here to be able to attract the opportunities we need for the next level of our evolution, the next step in our evolution. We don't need to wait till our death to rewrite the story. We can do it right here, right now. And that's what the Temperance card is all about. If you have never taken the class before and you want to catch up, you can just private message me. All the classes are recorded on Zoom. They're about an hour long, sometimes longer. So there are already 15 classes plus, 14 classes plus 2 bonus classes in there, one on the Divine Feminine and one on the Divine Masculine. So that's about 20 plus hours of material, you guys. It's just $10 per class. So if you want to purchase the very first class, or if you want to purchase a bundle, or if you want to purchase a random class that's resonating with you right now, just reach out. And then I see some people asking about these Hebrew cards. Where can you get them? I actually made them myself, you guys. If you want, I can make you a custom deck. Just reach out. I freehand drew these letters, and then I scanned it onto my computer, and I filled it with a starry night sky, but I can fill it with whatever you want. And then I backed it with some holographic paper, laminated, added these cool stickers. So yeah, it's a fun project that I do. So if you're wanting it, let me know. And then as far as the class, the students who are taking the class live or recorded are a part of this wonderful community we've created in a private group on Facebook called The Royal Path. It's on my wall. You can find it on my wall. I just posted it yesterday. Private group, The Royal Path. Go ahead and add yourself to the group, and I will approve you. In the group, we share about the class. We share about archetypal awareness, archetypal activation, archetypal astrology, archetypal numerology, but nothing that you'll find in all these other light worker groups, like, the astrology of the week. We don't really do things like that, just memes and things like this. It's none of that. It's like really deep occult and esoteric ritual practices or deep triggering questions to help us expand not just our own individual consciousness, but the collective. So if you're really into the collective evolution, which we all really need to be in these times, go ahead and add yourself to the group, The Royal Path. All right, I had so much fun with this activation. I'm looking forward to sitting with it here for a few minutes and integrating this throughout the week. Next week will be the full moon activation, so look out for that. I don't have an exact time yet. Just go ahead and follow my Facebook. And also you can subscribe youtube.com/Rebecca Magic, and you'll get notified when the videos get loaded there in case you miss it here. So I'll see you guys next week for the full moon activation. Have an amazing equinox, whether it's vernal or autumnal, depending on where you are in the world. Shalom, aloha, blessings. You guys are the best. I'm so grateful to be connected to you.